And it's so, you've got no idea how I feel.
Thank you for me very much. I love you. We both do.
It was 12:01 a.m. when Ozzy Osbourne's final Instagram post, 7 haunting words, back to the beginning, flickered onto millions of screens. 45 minutes later, the internet erupted in a 3-part firestorm. First, a leaked probate file hinted at a $230 million fortune with 6 heirs and 0 airtight trust, teeing up the most combustible inheritance battle in rock and roll history. Next, conspiracy pundits tried to hijack the moment, blaming a COVID jab for Ozzy's demise, only for fact-checkers to obliterate the claim in real time. And then came the clinical stunner. Neurologists confirmed Ozzy carried the ultra-rare PARK2 gene mutation, a turbocharged form of Parkinson's that no stem cell gamble could outrun. 3 bombshells, 1 midnight hour. Suddenly, the Prince of Darkness wasn't just gone. He'd triggered a post-mortem crescendo so perfectly timed it felt scripted. Was this Ozzy's final masterstroke, or chaos writ large? Strap in, because the deeper we dig, the louder the aftershock gets. The synchronicity felt almost choreographed, as though the Prince of Darkness had penned one last crescendo from the realm beyond. But money, medicine, and rumor were only the opening riff. Radar Online's probate leak reads like a medieval scroll etched in blood and gold. No airtight trust appears in public records, leaving 3 decades of royalties, 3 mansions, Buckinghamshire, Beverly Hills, and Palm Springs, and a merch empire vulnerable to legal raid. Legal analyst Adam Jones predicts Sharon collects 50% by default, while every child, Amy, Kelly, Jack, Lewis, Jessica, and Elliot, holds equal standing to claw for the rest. Translation: years of headline-fueling depositions, leaked emails, and courtroom fireworks. Sharon, ever the chessmaster, allegedly re-domiciled touring LLCs in Delaware and Ireland throughout 2024, shifting cash flows beyond the reach of any emergency injunction. One entertainment banker quipped, "She turned the estate into a Rubik's Cube. Good luck to any lawyer who tries to peel off a color." Yet, before fans could finish counting zeros, science hijacked the narrative. Early reports chalked Ozzy's decline up to ordinary Parkinson's. Now, the Independent Scientific American and Yahoo Health confirmed neurologists traced his downfall to PARK2, aka PRKN2, a recessive gene that accelerates nerve cell death, weakens the diaphragm, and often ends in aspiration pneumonia. Doctors estimate PARK2 robbed Ozzy of up to 15 years he might have gained with mainstream Parkinson's. Stem cell infusions in Panama, mocked as rock star snake oil by skeptics, may have bought him just enough lung capacity to scream paranoid for one last set. A Beverly Hills neurologist summed it up. PARK2 is like Parkinson's with the throttle stuck open. Stem cells are nitro boosters on a car with no brakes. And where rigorous science steps in, internet myth barges through the door with muddy boots. Within an hour of the PARK2 news, right-wing podcasters and TikTok fortune tellers flooded feeds claiming a COVID shot did him in. Snopes needed 283 words to slap the rumor with a bright red false badge, pointing out Ozzy's tremors began 2 decades before vaccines existed, and his first blood clot scare dates back to 2019. Nevertheless, the hashtag number JABBEOD clocked 530,000 views by lunchtime. Proof a lie can crowd surf across the algorithmic mosh pit while fact-checkers tune their guitars. As one digital culture professor said, "Misinformation is the encore nobody asked for, but everyone retweets." While social feeds brawled in pixelated chaos, a quieter and far more human drama unfolded behind wrought iron gates in Buckinghamshire. Dispatch logs confirm a Thames Valley air ambulance helicopter skimmed treetops over Chalfont St. Giles at 5:41 a.m. The chopper brought a critical care physician, ECMO rig, and portable ventilator, a kit reserved for VIP trauma. Medics fought 2 hours to drain fluid from PARK2 ravaged lungs before pronouncing Ozzy at 7:52 a.m. Neighbors recall rotor wash rattling windows, but no sirens, just the hum of a life-and-death gamble carried out in eerie calm. Sharon stood at the doorway. Jack gripped his father's tattooed hand. Kelly clutched a rosary Ozzy had blessed at the Vatican in 2005. A family priest arrived moments later, whispering Latin prayers drowned out by the helicopter's fading rotors. For all the spectacle Ozzy staged in life, his exit was a candle's flicker, quiet, private, inevitable. Morning headlines hadn't even set their typeface when Sharon surfaced with chilling poise. "Bless you forever," she wrote on Instagram. Nothing more. No press scrum, no sobbing montage. Newsweek now reports Sharon drafted a 3-tier comms plan weeks earlier. A 22-word social post, a 1-paragraph family statement, and a 24-page media kit held in escrow at Sony Music's London office, ready to drop the moment doctors signed the death certificate. Industry insiders say each child pre-edited their tribute, ensuring no sibling's words blindsided another. The Osbournes had, it seems, finished crying before the world had even begun. Yet calm rarely lasts when amplifiers start humming with unclaimed royalties. 3 weeks before Ozzy's last bow, a Delaware shell company filed trademarks for Prince of Darkness Hologram Experience, rumored arena show featuring a 30-foot Ozzy belting Crazy Train alongside a live band. See You on the Other Side 2.0, a 27 LP vinyl box set priced at $600, already on pre-order in Sweden and Germany. Metaverse NFTs of Ozzy's signature bat silhouette, each unlocking unreleased studio chatter from the final Black Sabbath rehearsals. If probate descends into a knife fight, each faction could lunge for a slice of that future revenue. One insider joked, "Ozzy may out-earn 1980s Ozzy," posthumously. But brand strategy is only half the tale. The other half lives in the flood of tributes echoing across the globe. Metallica posted a backstage photo with a single heart on X. Elton John paused his farewell Yellow Brick Road encore, whispering, "I miss you, mate," before weaving the riff from Iron Man into Tiny Dancer. Black Sabbath co-founders Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward issued a joint statement, "There will never be another." The surprise Oasis Live 25 reunion at Wembley dedicated "Rock and Roll Star" to Ozzy, hammering home that even Britpop royalty owed a debt to the godfather of metal. One music historian noted, "The man who once terrified parents now unites genres that never shared a playlist." Amid the eulogies, whispers grow louder. Did Ozzy engineer even these tributes? Friends reveal Ozzy kept a black leather diary titled Project Phoenix, logging every Panama infusion, oxygen saturation reading, and vocal warm-up scale. He circled July 5, 2025, Villa Park, writing, "All or nothing." When doctors warned his diaphragm could collapse mid-song, he replied, "Then collapse on the downbeat." "Before War Pigs," he whispered to guitarist Tony Iommi, "This is for them, my kids, my fans, my city, and for me, 'cause I ain't going quiet." He didn't. 5.8 million watched the live stream. The sphere cam shot of Ozzy's hand trembling, yet refusing to drop the mic, became the night's defining image. But, as the spotlights dimmed, the master strategist lit up his final chessboard. Ticket profits, $19 million, vanished into 3 charities: Birmingham Children's Hospital, Acorns Children's Hospice, and Cure Parkinson's. Not a penny funneled back to tour creditors. Accountants call it reckless. Ethicists call it genius. Ozzy effectively front-loaded his estate taxes and shielded royalties from probate grabs by converting tour gains into charitable deductions. One tax attorney marveled, "He turned a farewell gig into a trust-busting bunker." And still, the maestro had one more card to flip. 1996, Steve Vai collaboration. The Hammer Came Down, long thought lost, actually sits on 2-inch tape reels in a Malibu bunker. Andrew Watt's 2024 sessions include an orchestral reimagining of Bark at the Moon, featuring Youngblood on backing vocals and Zakk Wylde on 12-string. Estate insiders say Ozzy left handwritten mixing notes, color code tabs that read, "Drop on my 80th birthday and save for Black Sabbath Tribute 2030. The implication? He scripted post-mortem release timelines to outlive probate chaos and keep fans guessing for years. And that brings us to the mastermind behind the curtain. Love her or loathe her, Sharon now juggles CEO duties of a legacy brand, potential courtroom warfare, and the emotional fallout of losing her partner of 4 decades. Confidants say she keeps Ozzy's black top hat on a bedroom chair, greeting it each morning with, "Morning, darling. Let's see what tornado you left me today." She's already whispered about a global tribute tour, surviving Black Sabbath members, a rotating roster of metal titans, and, yes, the Ozzy hologram. Some call it exploitation, others call it the only fitting epilogue. Whichever view prevails, one truth blares louder than a stack of Marshalls. For half a century, Ozzy convinced the world he was chaos incarnate, the Batbiter, the reality TV madman, the clown prince of metal mayhem. Yet the evidence now screams the opposite. He choreographed his exit as meticulously as any concert, a probate thunderstorm to keep his name buzzing, a genetic reveal to silence nonsense, a charity tsunami to protect assets, and a content vault primed to feed fans until 2030. If life is a stage, Ozzy proved death can be the final sold-out arena, complete with pyrotechnics, viral hashtags, and a merch table doing brisk business at the pearly gates. He didn't merely face mortality, he directed it, scored it, and watched the world mosh to its beat. So, the question booms across the void, feedback looping through every speaker that ever blasted Crazy Train. When the spotlight fades on your own story, will you let the house lights flicker out, or will you, like Ozzy Osbourne, engineer an encore so thunderous the universe can't ignore it? Fade to absolute black, but leave the amps humming, just in case.